Good morning. Elsewhere here, guys. How's everybody doing? Excuse me while I take my earbud out. Hopefully that doesn't affect the audio. Let's put these away. There we go. How's everybody doing? Welcome back. We are, I posted a video about I roasted a chicken, and I talked about how one of the things that I absolutely love about doing that is the yield that you get and all the things that you can do with it afterwards. And so here we are the next day, and I'm just gonna kind of walk you through a couple recipes that I'm working on today, and we'll just see how it goes. So I got my stock on the back burner. That's just on like the absolute lowest, and it's been going for about 5 hours now. I've been in the kitchen since about 6 o'clock this morning. Mornings are really nice because my client doesn't usually wake up until about 8 o'clock, and gives me a chance to not only do I go through the pantry and the kitchen and do just the menu planning for the day or the week or whatever the case may be, but when I prepare something like this, then I have I take the time in the morning to do mise en placing. That might be measure in place, or I don't know what it is, but you basically measure and prep all of your ingredients for the things you're going to be doing that day. Right now I'm making breakfast, and I'm just gonna waiting for this butter to melt. I do a very what you might consider a decadent breakfast for my client. She's 96. Breakfast is everything to her. It's definitely her most substantial meal of the day. And so basically I really go out of my way to just pack as many calories into this plate of food as possible for her. So today we got some healthy or organic kind of nut seed bread, and we're gonna fry that in butter. So we're just gonna let that. Sometimes I'll just take her plate and put it there. That'll take a few minutes. Today we'll be doing, I'm gonna fry up some of the roasted vegetables that went with the chicken. And then I'm gonna be making a chicken Waldorf and a kimchi chicken salad. So we're doing 3 dishes today. I have one ingredient, the kimchi, that I forgot. I'm gonna show the name of this, but I'm gonna hold this up. When I'm talking about kimchi, I'm talking about the the cabbage with the red chili, just the original, nothing fancy, original traditional kimchi. This particular brand, honestly, I've been talking to my family. I've never really been into super spicy food, and actually, in general, my family's kind of sensitive to it. We've never really been like that, and with everything that's happened over the last couple of years, and like signs and symptoms of things like losing smell and taste and things like that, I never got sick. I don't really know, but all I know is I love spicy food now, and that particular jar, it's kind of bland, and that really surprised me because it's kimchi. Um, Definitely tastes like kimchi. Normally I can eat 3 or 4 bites and then it really starts, it's kind of like horseradish, it'll really just hit. And that's where my tolerance is. And I ate about a quarter of that jar right after I opened it. Excuse me. Mm. So we are gonna pull out this bread. I only fry one side, keeps it nice and soft for her. I'm kind of just steamed. And while that again with a generous amount of butter, we are going in with our roasted veggies here. So she's gonna have some onion, carrot, potato. This morning that was not very this might splatter a bit. I have a handy tool that I will share. I really love this because actually I can just kind of hold it like a shield, just kind of in between. It doesn't necessarily need to fit. And then I like to chop this up. And we are just going to let that brown. So I put some blackberry jam on here. So we'll have a sweet and savory, and we have 2 eggs, and those will be going down here shortly. The cool thing about this is obviously it's fully cooked. So, okay, it's kind of stopped splattering now, so I can let this so you guys can see what's going on. So again, I mean, what's better than roast chicken and veggies? Fried roast chicken and veggies, right? Um, when I hit record, I don't always know how these things are gonna go. So we do 2 eggs. This will be fun. Again, got this perfect lid. Fits down perfectly. If I was doing the, sometimes I do the bread in the toaster, obviously. The toast I would push down the lever. Eggs finish, toast pops up. Let's see. But right now, while we're waiting for the eggs to finish, breakfast is ready. That took 5 minutes. And then once I get this, finished plating this and hand this off to my lovely lady, then I will be moving over to the cutting board and we'll be looking at the other recipes I'm working on today. Can clear what I don't need. Get a few more tools and one more ingredient. Check on our lovely eggs. Again, this whole thing, I'm using a cast iron pan, I'm using gas, and I'm on a little bigger burner, but I'm actually almost on the lowest setting on the stove, and it worked for everything. You heard the sizzle with the veggies. It browned the bread perfectly fine, and these eggs are going to take, I don't know, they take 5 minutes or something like that. And then I like to keep them really nice and sunny for her. She really enjoys that. I also like to make sure that they are sunny and runny. So not totally crazy about the whites not being completely cooked, but that is personal preference and she honestly doesn't mind. So excuse me pulling up my sleeves. I just have to get my sleeves out of my way, and we are good. There we go. Pretty much when the moisture hits the pan again, pretty much know they're done because they're gonna start steaming. And that's too hot. Right down over the veggies. And toast. We'll turn this off. I will be right back. So, Jackie, you have some fried potato underneath here that I made with the chicken last night. Okay, so you have eggs and potatoes. And I put blackberry jam on the toast. You're welcome. Enjoy. a small 4-ounce glass of whole milk. So her calorie intake now for the morning is it's right around 1,000 calories. So we're really happy. Yes. You're welcome. Enjoy. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and move things around a little bit here so you guys can come in. I think I'm gonna take this completely off. So I can reposition everything here. You guys know I don't edit. I just do everything here with you guys, and it takes as long as it takes. You're gonna move our platform here. I try and plan ahead a little bit so it goes smoothly, but I don't always know what's going to happen. Okay, and we're done with the stove, so I'm gonna tilt you guys up just a little bit here. Okay, so that last dish didn't have any of the chicken. So now we're gonna actually use some of the chicken and then other ingredients in the house, and we're gonna make 2 more meals. Maybe not really meals, but let's just do the kimchi chicken first. So I cut up about 2 cups of chicken, and this is so simple, you guys. I just like I said, I don't really plan this out. I'm gonna have to go get my knife. Dude. Oh my god. Mm-hmm. Well, this is just one of the strangest things. Of course, I'm trying to record. I can't find my knife. This is gonna be really kind of funny for you guys, but let's see. Check out this. I'll just use our Super Deluxe. I mean, I think it's like a 12-inch blade or something. It's ridiculous. I've never pulled this knife out. We have some really nice old school cutlery too, and they're just massive, like bread knives and things like that. And they never get used, but they stay in the drawer because they're so cool. So anyway, I'm just gonna chop this up super fine. Something I don't have that I would totally add, and I'm almost embarrassed to say I don't have it in the kitchen because I always have it. I'd probably add lime juice to this. And mayo. I'm gonna leave that in there because we're using that for our next recipe. So, 3 ingredients, there you go. Chicken kimchi sandwich. Basically, I would probably add, you know, of course, this is kind of what you'd call like a base or something. If I used all my celery yesterday, if I had some celery, I'd chop it up and put it in here. A little cucumber would be really good. When you go to make the sandwich, of course, you already have a lot of the fat, you have your protein, you have a lot of flavor from the kimchi. So you can really just like pile on your fresh greens and make a really healthy, satisfying chicken salad sandwich. There's enough here for 2 sandwiches, so there's 2 lunches. And then here we are going to do a Waldorf. Again, the reason that I didn't prep this apple earlier was because I don't have any citrus in the house, and I didn't want it to turn brown. Once it's in here and it's all mixed up, it won't turn brown, but I believe I'm using a Fuji apple today. I would say the apple is really the star of the show, so I would pick one. This is the one that, again, this is my client's preference, and so she will really enjoy this. I'm using the ingredients that she really loves. I'll talk about that as I'm adding them, and then some variations that I might do. But basically we have a cup of chicken. By the time the apple is cored and cut, you probably have about a cup worth of apple, and there we go. And I mise en place pretty much everything except for the apple. Like I said, I didn't want it to turn brown while it was sitting there waiting for me to prep this dish. Oh, apple's apple. There we go. I like to cut this up fairly small. I would say, of course, my favorite all time is probably a really nice Honey Crisp, but you know, it's not even really apple season right now, so you know, it's juicy, it has good flavor, it's not too soft. This is actually going in my stock pot. That just gets thrown right in there. You have to excuse me stepping off camera and doing things like wiping my nose because we have started mowing and it's allergy season, and it's like a faucet. So anyway, back to it. Here we have, she loves dried fruit of any kind, but she really loves apricots. So we have dried apricot. And then I don't know if the camera will really do these justice. I actually kept the lid out because I wanted to show these really gorgeous raisins. I wish I could hold them up to the light. They almost look like jewels, like rubies or something. And they are called Golden Jumbo Crimson raisins. and they taste as good as they look. They're really like nice for a raisin. Here we have about a half cup of chopped pecans and about maybe a quarter cup red onion. This is sweet and savory, you can tell. We will need maybe just half a cup of mayonnaise. I like traditional Best Foods mayonnaise. I know that the oils in it are not healthy, but there is no substitution. This is also Best Foods, and it is made with avocado oil. The texture is completely different and doesn't taste anything like Best Foods mayonnaise. Not that it isn't good, but if your palate is used to the traditional recipe of this, the avocado, don't buy it thinking it's gonna taste the same, because it does not taste the same. Here's one of the variations I like to talk about. Jackie really loves Dijon. I put it on her sandwiches, you know, if I make like maybe a little potato salad or something along those lines. She will always opt for Dijon. This is pretty much empty. So a traditional Waldorf has a certain amount of sweetness added to the dressing, so to speak, and I don't do that. You have the apples and the dried fruit. There's plenty of sweetness going on in here. The variation with the mustard, honestly, really great substitute for mustard in a lot of things. Any pasta, egg, potato salad, things like this, even in maybe if you are a mustard person in like tuna fish or whatever, a really good substitute is horseradish. It's delicious. And so is wasabi. I do that as well, wasabi is just a Japanese horseradish, guys. Wasabi is horseradish, okay? Maybe a little more intensity, but basically that's what it is. And then to this, I do add I'd say this is about half a teaspoon of salt, and that's mostly just because I want this to macerate. So I want the fruit and the onion to release some of its juices, and the salt will help it do that. You can see how thick it is right now, and this will go in. The cool thing about this is you can make it without the chicken and just have it be a really simple fruit salad, and then, or you can also do things like, I'm resisting right now adding either maybe a little Parmesan or a Gorgonzola or a blue cheese or something. I just feel like this is just substantial enough, and the flavors, the way they come together in balance, it's really nice the way it is, so I'm not going to change it. But anytime you can have fruit and cheese, that combination really just, I don't know, it's just, they really complement each other, and it's probably one of my favorite combinations. You could go maybe a little different direction with this. Like we have some whole fruit lemon oil, olive oil, and so you could do maybe more of a, you know, a citrus base with this. But anyway, here we have it. So we actually have meat, fruit, vegetables, we have our healthy fats, we have our proteins, we have our carbohydrates. This is a well-balanced, diversified, one dish meal. And this could be served on bread like a sandwich filling, or it could just be served as is. Back to cheese, another thing that people kind of like. If you don't like mayo, you can use sour cream. If you don't like the other cheeses, cottage cheese mixed into this is actually delicious too. So anyway, 3 meals and bone stock in the background there, and yeah, and we still have the chicken and veggie. I did not, you know, people who know, they know, you know, you can take the all that good stuff in the bottom of the roasting pot and make gravy and do other things, and you can make your roux, and it's delicious, and I love doing that. But what I really end up doing is I end up taking all my scraps, the skin, the bones, and all of the liquid in the bottom of that pot, and it all goes in the stock. And then later on, if I want to make a gravy or a sauce, I still have all of that. I just have to reduce it down and go through. It's just a little different cooking process. And I might do that maybe I'll do that tomorrow. Maybe I'll do a homemade gravy and starting with a roux and do that for you guys. Anyway, here we are. Half hour, not bad. Hope you guys are having a great day, and you know, source stuff where you can. Cook from scratch, you know, do it at home. In a half hour, I just made 3 dishes, and I have enough food, you know, for 6 meals right now. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoy. I love chatting with you guys while I'm at work, and this is just what I do every day, and I love sharing it with you guys. So yeah, Elsewhere out.